Greetings, wrestling fans. I want to wish everyone a safe and happy holiday season the next week or so. We are all a small, tight-knit community that is listening to this podcast. So I'm sure that everyone listening is now already aware that on December 18th, we got the news that we tragically lost Mark Wolf. Mark didn't have much family left. I'm very thankful that his half-brother Joshua knew about my podcast and the fact that I had just had Mark on as a guest. So he reached out to me and let me know the news, as he didn't know any other way to contact the wrestling community to let us know. I want to extend my heartfelt condolences to Josh, to Mark's friends that I didn't know, or at least not well, that reached out to me after I put out the news, Adam and Ben, and to his closest friends in the wrestling business, Chris and Harry. We all loved Marky very much, and this is a tragedy that will be very difficult for us to overcome. I will forever cherish the episode of this podcast that I was able to record with Mark. The podcast itself was 2.5 hours long, and I greatly appreciate each and every one of you that has reached out, even before his passing, to tell me how much you enjoyed that episode and how happy we sounded reminiscing about the good old days. Including the chatting before and after the recording of the podcast, Mark and I spent almost 4 hours that night on the phone talking to each other. And I will always fondly remember that night. When I told Mark that Mitch Page was waiting until episode 13 to come onto the show because that was his favorite number, Mark quickly called dibs on episode number 22 to come back and for us to finish, in his words, actually talk wrestling. Nick Manoa and I are kicking around a few ideas, and I know that it is about 3 months away with where we are episode-wise right now, but episode 22 will be dedicated to Mark in some form or fashion. We just have to figure out how best to do it and how best to involve everyone that we want to make sure is involved. So please stay tuned for more details as Manoa and I iron them out. With that being said, last week and this week's episodes were recorded very early due to the holiday schedules everyone had. So last week's podcast episode with Tarek and this one with Mickie were recorded before we got the news that Mark Wolf had passed away, even though they were released after the fact. So please do not think that we didn't care or that we were trying to ignore it. If you listen and wonder why nothing was done to honor Mark on those episodes, Tarek and Mickie were both very shaken by the news when I told them. We all love you, Marky, and we will carry you in our hearts each and every day going forward. We will never forget you. Rest in peace, Marky. Kick Mitch Ryder's ass in the afterlife for me.